And sticking with the A-listers, let's go to Lisa Fernandez now, who's taking a little bit of a trip down memory lane this morning, Lise.
Well, Tim, I am. I'm on Hay Street in Subiaco. I'm at Gallery 360 to see an art exhibition. But it's not the art exhibition you'd expect, because it's the art of rock and roll. Oh, how cool is that? Look, there's a guy called James Anfuso, right? He's from Perth, and he's collected posters of rock bands that have toured Australia, Aussie rock bands, and he's put together this collection that's being exhibited here now. So I'm going to take a little bit of a sneak peek, have a chat to James. It's totally awesome. Like, what's it? He's got AC/DC, and I actually thought, you know, because you wear a lot of makeup, don't you? Like at work and stuff. I thought that I might see if I could purchase the Kiss one for you.
Friday nights, Saturday nights.
I mean, you and Ace Frehley, like, yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to. You're not a Kiss fan, I can sense it. Anyway, so I'm going to go and show you some of the posters, talk to James about them. Worth $2 million or something like that, James.
$2 million.
I don't think James wants to tell me. I know. He's like, well, it's worth quite a bit of money. So so we'll have a look inside shortly.
Don't say that. Someone
and
will
find
ransack
out
the shop. What
rock band do you do like? Deep Purple? Culture.
Please.
Screaming Jets.
Just steer away from the poodle rock, will you, Lise?
Okay.
Please.
Catch you shortly. And I have the weather as well. Going to be 41, really hot today.
To Lisa Fernandez now. Lisa's hearing about some of the biggest rock and roll bands in history that have come our way. Lisa, have you found a band that you actually like and might have gone to the gig?
Yeah, like all of them.
Of them?
I'm like a rock bogan, man. I'm like so awesome. So look, James Anfuso. James Anfuso, this is his collection. Morning, James.
Morning, Lisa.
James, I'm just blown away by the posters in here. I love them. Did you think when you were 20 years old that you would one day be standing at an art gallery in Subiaco showing people your posters?
At my age, Lisa, I didn't think I'd be standing.
All right, come on, let's go. Rolling Stones. Now, Tim, I've picked out just a couple. James could talk about all these posters forever. So if you do come and see the exhibition, which I reckon you absolutely have to if you like a bit of Aussie rock, he'll talk to you about it forever. But tell us about the Rolling Stones. This is when they came to Australia in 73.
They were 73. That was an afternoon show. They played the Wacker.
Yep, okay.
After the show.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
Oh,
so that took a bit of the shine off.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, after the show, we go down to Scarborough because we've got the intention to try to meet them.
Yeah.
We pull up at this hotel. There's a big green MTT bus out the front.
Yeah.
A few minutes later.
What was the bus doing there? That was the thing that they went on.
That was the chauffeur, driven limousine.
No, MTT would be loving this. All right, yeah, never
absolutely. A few minutes later, Mick Jagger walks out. So I run over to Mick, say, can you sign my autograph? And signs that. Then all the other guys are on the bus.
Yeah.
Mick says, come with me, takes me on the bus. I get to sit on the bus next to Keith, Charlie, Bill, the brass section from Exile on Main Street.
No way.
I'm in heaven.
Yeah,
I'm in heaven. I'm a 17-year-old kid who's just had his rock and roll dream come true.
So you're like living almost famous. How good was that movie?
Absolutely.
So you were on the MTT bus with the Rolling Stones.
And I reckon I was on there for 15 or 20 minutes.
Stop it!
Yeah, I'm amazed I didn't stop there.
Were you doing any bad stuff on the bus with them? Were they? No, okay, we'll move on from that.
No, Keith was very civilised.
Very civilised. You went drinking with Keith. Come back round this way. Check this out, Tim. There's a whole wall. Now, look, all these posters. And what I love about this is that it takes me back, you know, to the days when the Ent Centre was still standing and stuff like that. James, come up here. This is for fans of AC/DC and, quite frankly, who's not. This is another iconic poster because they all sort of tell a story. Very quickly, what's the AC/DC one? Okay,
really historic for AC/DC fans. It's 1976. They've decided to relocate to the UK to plan an assault on the UK, the European and the US market. They play the Bondi as a farewell thank you gig to Australia. Encore. Angus Young's on the bar at the Bondi. The roadies are chasing him because it's still in the days of the chords, so they've got the chords. Angus decides to undress on top of the bar. Yeah, it's what Tim does often when he goes to the pub, so he understands that. I've actually heard that. Yeah. Shocking. Can't help myself. Not really. So anyway, he's doing his thing up and down the thing. There's some broken glass on the bar. Angus cuts his feet open. The roadies have got gaffer tape. They're gaffer taping his feet, trying to stop the bleeding coming out, right? Angus doesn't miss a beat. Song ends. He moons the audience for the first time. It's the start of an AC/DC
and it became
legend.
a tradition of him mooning. So it's from this concert right here. Oh, look, I just reckon that's fantastic. I mean, the stories are just so great. And look, we've got Nirvana posters here. Now, they are for sale. One I really like, just come up this way, James, if you don't mind. Sure. Look, for fans of Aussie rock, like Mondo Rock and stuff, like, how much is this one? This one's $7.50. $7.50. All right, look, I will be back with the weather shortly. We'll hear more from James in the 8:30 about about the posters and the stories behind them. I could be here with you all day, James, really.
Please stay.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'll be back with the weather shortly to tell you about the scorching hot day, and I'll catch you then, Tim.
Now we head to Lisa Fernandez, who's taking a little stroll through Australian Rock History Hall of Fame this morning. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Tim. It's so awesome. OK, so James Anfuso is a Perth bloke who's collected rock and roll posters for years, and it's culminated in a book that he has written, which is just, it's got 3 volumes. It's awesome. And he's put together this exhibition at Gallery 360 here in Subi. But I've found the poster for you. I believe it's something that you could actually mimic the next time you do a Channel 9 promo. I believe you could do something like this. Bon Scott, right? Oh, I can see you doing this, Tim. And he's showing off his tattoos. How good is this? This was taken. But the great thing about this exhibition is there are stories behind it. AC/DC were performing a concert in Sydney, and they were doing it at like a high school. And they got changed. Backstage was the high school toilets. And they were getting changed and getting ready for their gig backstage. Unbelievable. It's not all rock and roll when it's rock and roll, Tim. Look, I'm going to take you to another poster just shortly. When Beatty Park was a rock venue. Do you ever remember that?
Vaguely.
Beatty Park, you know where we swim? Vaguely, yes, so do I, sort of, but don't tell anyone. Beatty Park was a rock venue. I'm going to tell you who played there. And when Elton John came to the Wacker, there's a super poster depicting that on my birthday, but I wasn't really thought of back then. So I'll be back shortly along with the weather. It is going to be a really hot one today.
On your 53rd birthday, no less.
Are you going to think about this? Are you really? I'd love you to replicate it.
You would not like to be the person responsible for getting the entire promo department at Channel 9 sacked, OK?
How cool would it be to replicate that?
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone has to see that. Thank you, Lisa. Let's go back to Lisa Fernandez now, who's reliving her old groupie days this morning. Hey, Lisa.
So almost famous, not. Hey, the Art of Rock and Roll, it's happening at Gallery 360 right now, and it's a collection of James's Aussie rock posters. I want to point this one out in particular, Tim. This happened at Subi Oval when Led Zepp came in 1972, and apparently the concert was sold out, so what people did was they set fire to the entrance of Subi Oval and were knocking down the fences and throwing sticks at police and all that sort of stuff because they couldn't get into the concert. Only 12 of those posters exist in Australia, in the world, so you can imagine how much that's worth. Tried to take it off the wall, but James said no. You've got to come and have a look if you can, because it's amazing. And you know, James has got some great stories, and it does really document our rock history. Now, this is the one, James, that I want you to talk to us about, all right? Beatty Park Pool, Deep Purple played there. When was that?
That was in 1971, Lisa. There was an amazing show.
So you were at that concert at Beatty Park Pool?
Absolutely, yeah. We were all there. I was a 16-year-old punk. In love with Deep Purple. They just released Black Knight, it's a great single. They built the stage between the pool and the dive pool.
So but there were a lot of electrics in there, like and there's a pool.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what made it even worse. And then, so no security.
No,
very different to what it is now. So myself and a bundle of our mates, we go down. We're swimming in the pool in front of the stage.
You're swimming in the pool.
Watching the band, amazing. Everyone's splashing water on the stage.
You know when people talk about the good old days of rock and roll, I mean, that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, how cool would it be, Tim, to go to a concert and swim in the pool? Like, Beatty Park should really... I mean, seriously, in our weather...
The fun police would never let it happen these days, Liz.
The fun police would never let it happen. That's what Tim's saying, James.
No
okay, so look, this is special to me because this was Monday, Feb 18. I was born on Feb 18, and this is when the Wacker hosted Elton John.
1960.
No, this was in
73.
73, Tim's saying I was born in 1960. So Elton John, like he's come here quite a few times since then. What was that concert like?
Absolutely, that was an amazing concert. He was touring Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Yeah. So it was, and he was at this peak of his flamboyancy, as the poster indicates. So he'd come out, I remember that.
I love how you said peak of flamboyancy. I would have just said off his head. But whatever.
So he'd come out in pitch black. Smoke bombs going off, and he played Funeral for a Friend and Song for a Guy, the opening song, and it was just magnificent. Then he just rocked his backside off. It was fantastic.
Do you know what,
concert.
like James, you've made me so reminiscent. I mean, I'm just going to show James's book because I love rock and roll, and I love Australian rock and roll history as well. Now, James has got, seriously, on a serious note, this is a lot of hard work. How many years is this taking you to put together?
That's 3 years full time of my life.
Collection of the posters that James has got, and how many have you got in your home, James? You reckon?
Yeah, but 9,000 to 10,000.
10,000 or so posters, and you've collected them over from when? How long?
Oh, about 30 years.
30 years. I mean, that's just incredible. Out of all the Aussie bands that you've seen, I know it's a hard one. I know. Out of all the Aussie bands you've seen, what band stands out the most for you that you
Aussie?
love? Yeah.
Great question, Lise. Thanks for throwing that one.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's different ones. I suppose I've got fond memories of probably Dave Warner.
Yeah.
He's probably my favourite.
Yeah.
He sort of made us remember it was okay to be a suburban boy.
Yes, yeah.
So he did that. So I think he sort of really sticks in my mind.
What about AC/DC?
Yeah, they're a good band.
Yeah, I love AC/DC.
No, I like them, but I've got fond memories. We used to see them at the Sandgroper in Leaderville and stuff, when they were just starting out. So that was great. But to me, they were a good rock band, but I like guys that play with their soul. And
you're such a rocker. You're like the coolest dude I've ever met my whole life.
Thanks,
no,
Lisa.
you are,
Yeah,
really. You've been to every concert. Do you have any money left when you're in your teens?
Not at all.
No. Okay, look, I'll be back with the weather. If you want to come and see this collection, Gallery 360 in Subi, it's absolutely fantastic. And James's book is available to buy. I've never plugged a book on my show, but I reckon this is so worth it because it's Aussie rock history. I'll be back with the weather shortly, Tim. It's so heavy, it's like madly heavy.
12.5 kilos.
Oh, there you go, Tim, 12.5
Put it
kilos.
down.
Yeah, I know. So I'll be back shortly. I hope you've enjoyed this. It was great.
It's been cool. I'd like to go and have a beer with him.
Oh, he would be the coolest guy to have a beer with, seriously. In fact, we've had 3. So,
I'm sure.
Catch you shortly.
I'll let you go and have a 4. Thank you, Lisa.